Hello, greetings. Welcome to the 7th Public Health Conference. First of all, I would like to thank Vlad M. and Vlad I, the organizers of this conference. The topic for today is Proposal for Enhancing Public Health and Wellness with Falun Gong. My name is Margaret Trey, and I'm a counselor by training and a social scientist with a passion for the research of Falun Gong. And my co-presenter is Dr. Nguyen. He's a medical doctor and an obstetrician and gynecologist dedicated to women's health, global health, and the study of medical ethics. Dr. Nguyen is also very interested in the study on the effects of Falun Gong, especially in medical and clinical settings. Now let's take a look at the overview of our presentation today. We're looking at the introduction, and then we look at what is Falun Gong, its key features. Then Dr. Nguyen will present the 3 case studies, followed by a brief discussion and recommendations. Dr. Nguyen, would you like to start?
Thanks, Dr. Trey. Hello, everybody. Now I would like to present to you about chronic disease. According to WHO estimates in 2019, chronic disease was the leading cause of deaths in adults all over the world. Please have a look at the graph. This is the top 10 diseases that caused deaths in 2019. You can see most of them are chronic ones. For example, ischemic heart disease, stroke, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, Alzheimer's disease, and diabetes mellitus. So we can see that chronic disease has become a very concerned issue for public health professionals. Evidence-based medicine have revealed that chronic disease may relate to some risk factors. The most common risk factor is smoking. It can lead to lung cancer and atherosclerosis, and then hypertension. The second common risk factor is physical inactivity. This kind of lifestyle can lead to heart or endocrine disease. The third common risk factors, the first common risk factor is excessive alcohol consumption and poor nutrition. It can lead to liver disease or gastrointestinal disease. In treating the chronic disease, we have to rely on 2 principles. The first principle is relieve symptoms by medication or medical procedure. For example, if the patients suffer from diabetes mellitus, they have to receive insulin or other oral medication to control their blood sugar. In another story, if the patient had a joint pain or back pain, sometimes they have to receive injection into their joint or column. And the second principle is avoiding risky behaviors. But changing behaviors of a human is a very difficult task. But Falun Gong is a great way for changing behavior and healing. Why?
Thank you, Dr. Nguyen. Now let's take a look at what is Falun Gong. It is also known as Falun Dafa. Falun Dafa is an ancient Chinese spiritual meditation practice. It is actually a self-cultivation method that is deeply rooted in Buddhist and Taoist philosophies. Falun Gong consists of 5 simple exercises, 4 standing exercises and 1 sitting meditation. And most important of all, it has moral teachings that help to remove risky behaviors and risky habits. Now, the core principle of the practice is based on the three principles of Zhen, Shan, Ren: truthfulness, compassion, and forbearance. Now let's take a look at the inclusive features of Falun Dafa. First of all, it is free of charge. You don't have to pay for practicing Falun Gong. It is free for all ages, and people from all walks of life can practice Falun Dafa. Falun Gong is also free of dietary restrictions. It is free of restraints on time, frequency, or place of practice. So you can practice in any place, you can practice alone or in group settings. It is free of rituals. There is no worship, there is no temples, no place where you have to go to do any form of worship. And you are free to leave anytime. Excuse me. Now let's have Dr. Nguyen to present the case studies.
Now I would like to present 3 case studies. The first case study is about a woman suffered from infertility. She was 28 years old, and she presented to the hospital due to right iliac fossa region pain. The pain was abrupt, sharp, 4/10 in severity. It did not radiate to surrounding area. She tried to conceive for about 2 years after marriage, but her 2 pregnancies ended with spontaneous miscarriage. She also has gastritis and generalized anxiety disorder for about 2 years. That she have to take medication every day. On examination, only pain in pelvic regions were reviewed. The lab test showed remarkable issue. She was diagnosed pelvic inflammatory disease, and she was given oral antibiotics for 14 days, but the pain did not resolve. After that, she was performed diagnostic laparoscopy, but the surgery showed no remarkable result except for the left fallopian tube blockage. Then she was guided to practice Falun Gong. She spent about 30 minutes for reading the book. The main book of Falun Gong is Nguyen Falun. And she spent about 1 hour for practicing the 5 exercises. After just 1 month, she experienced symptom-free states. It means that she did not feel any stressful and anxiety anymore. After that, she became pregnant just 8 months after practicing. And the pregnant ended with a female healthy baby by C-section. And the baby now is about 28 months old. The second case is the patient suffered from thyroiditis and disc herniation. She was 50 years old. She admitted to the hospital due to recurring fever. It's quite high. It often occurred late at afternoon. This situation has lasted for about 1 month. She also had lost weight and fatigue. Actually, she lost about 20 pounds in 40 days. And she also had numbness on one side arm and persistent insomnia. The lab tests show infection and hypothyroidism status. Then she was diagnosed thyroiditis, and doctor gave her anti-inflammatory disease drug for 1 month, but she still feel fatigue. She also has cervical disc herniation that need to be surgery. But she refused the surgery. Then she joined the 9-day course of Falun Gong on July in 2018. After the course, she could she could sleep well, and other symptoms were reduced significantly. But she did not practice the Falun Gong every day in the next 6 months. After that 6 months, she started to practice the 5 exercise for 1.5 hours and reading the book every day. After about 6 months of heart cultivation, she experienced 3 symptom state without surgery, without medication. The third case study is about a woman suffered from thyroid cancer. She was 63 years old. She had to admit to hospital due to bloody coughing. It occurred suddenly. She also had hoarse voice and weight loss. She has history of asthma and benign tumor that was removed already. Then she was diagnosed pulmonary carcinoma. It's a kind of cancer of thyroid. It already invaded to the pharynx. Then she was performed total thyroidectomy. It means that remove all the thyroid gland. After the surgery, she could not speak. She also received 6 courses of chemotherapy, and she need to take the thyroid hormone supplement every day. After about 1 year of treatment, she suffered from severe complication, which is pleural and pericardial infusion. It means that there are a lot of fluids exist in heart membrane and lung membrane cavity. Normally, there are little fluid there. And her patient's status so poor that oncologists decided to refuse treatment. She went home with very depressed mood. Then she started to practice Falun Gong. After about 1 week, she felt better. 4 months later, she came to hospital to check, and the test results show negative for malignancy. This time, she felt better and gave up all medication. It has been 4 years from then, and she lives a healthy life now. She spends about 2 hours for exercise, sing, and 2 hours for reading the Falun Gong book.
So now let's take a look at why Falun Gong can cure diseases. In the book Chuan Falun, Master said, or it was stated that mind and matter are one and the same. The practice, which means practicing the exercises, remove accumulated bad energies that cause illness. It unblocks energy fields, energy channels in the body, and produce high energy. The teachings of the practice improve the cultivation of heart and mind. In Chinese, it is called Xing cultivation. Through Xing cultivation, one can remove negative habits, behaviors, and thoughts. It helps to nurture good thoughts and behaviors. All of these will produce positive energy. So as we know that positive thoughts and positive behaviors will produce positive energies, whereas negative thoughts and behaviors will produce negative energies, thereby causing diseases. Now let's take a look at a photograph here showing the high energy field of Falun Gong. When practicing the exercises, many practitioners experience this strong energy field that has extraordinary healing effects. Now, in discussion, we would like to say that the 3 cases presented by Dr. Nguyen show Falun Gong has a strong healing effect for chronic diseases as well as for life-threatening illnesses. Patients reported reduced symptoms or full recovery after they start practicing Falun Gong. Now, the case studies show that lifestyle modification is crucial for maintaining treatment effect and for long-term health benefits. Now, the key to Falun Gong healing benefit is through the cultivation of heart and mind, upgrading our xing, our heart-mind nature, improving oneself, and having positive righteous thoughts, as well as letting go of negative thoughts and behaviors. So in conclusion, Falun Gong has a beneficial effect on the recovery from chronic illnesses as well as in life-threatening situations. Falun Gong is free and it is easy to learn. There's only 4 exercises and a sitting meditation. It is the solution of choice for nurturing good habits and moral behaviors, thereby resulting in better health for the community, for the person as well as for the community. So in other words, popularizing and promoting Falun Gong in local communities should be one of the many public health considerations. Finally, let's take a look at the 4 recommendations. 1, learn the exercises. And you could actually go to the website falundafa.org. It's in the reference page of the slide where you can download the video exercises as well as the book. You can read a book. You can also attend the 9-day lectures that are usually organized by local communities. And lastly, Falun Dafa is about self-care. So it's highly recommended that you practice Falun Gong for self-care as well as for self-regulation. Now, I'd like to thank all of you for watching this presentation. Please feel free to contact us if you have any queries. Thank you.